across to you is it's made by Amaka Sombaga, who is a Canadian resident against Nigerians of Yoruba and Benin descent. The controversy, as we know, erupted after a video of Sombaga, who spoke in Pidgin English, surfaced on social media platform and, of course, X. In the clip, she made derogatory remarks and threats against individuals from the Yoruba and Benin ethnic groups during a virtual session on TikTok. In response to this very video, we have notable Nigerians like Abike Dabiri, chairman of the Nigerians in Diaspora Commission, who identified the woman, and the House of Representatives who demanded her immediate arrest. So it has been trending on like that. But today, His Excellency P2B took to his X account to denounce the hurtful remarks, labeling them as detrimental to societal harmony. He said that such divisive attitude have no place in the new Nigerian society we are talking about. Obi, of course, urged Nigerians to focus on collective progress rather than letting tribalism and hatred drive a wedge between them. He pointed out that tribal or religious intolerance does not address critical issues such as health, education, poverty, or infrastructure, and he called for national unity and focus on selecting leaders based on merit and integrity. And of course, you could go to his X platform where it is, and let me clearly give you by his word the way he presented it. He said, "I utterly condemn the reported hurtful statements and actions attributed to a Nigerian woman living in Canada against other Nigerians on diverse origins. Such divisive comments or behaviors have no place in our society. As Nigerians, we should unite and focus on addressing our shared challenges rather than allowing tribalism and hate to tear us apart. I have consistently stood against the polarization of our country along tribal, religious, or political lines. What does a nation achieve through tribal or religious bigotry?" he asked. "Does it contribute positively to development by fixing our numerous health, education challenges and pulling people out of poverty? Does it reduce the price of bread, rice, gari, or yam in the market?" he questioned. "Does it improve our transportation system or enhance the electricity supply? Does it ensure good governance?" The answer is a resounding no. Our priority should be to move Nigeria forward, regardless of tribe or religion. We as Nigerians must live together in peace, love, and ensure that we enthrone leaders based on integrity, competence, consistency, capacity, character, and compassion, so as to overcome our present challenges and move the country forward in the right direction. Let us focus on what truly matters: building a prosperous, united, and equitable Nigeria for all. We must reject tribalism and religious division and embrace our shared humanity, working together towards a new Nigeria that we know is certainly possible. Signed, P2B. So you could actually go to P2B's X account, formerly known as Twitter, to actually see all of what he said, and of course like and repost and share. So that is the expectation of all of us. We also note that several people has come out calling Obi, haven't not talked about this, but I need to let us know, and that is part of the reason why I have to bring this up. We don't comment on things, and His Excellency P2B don't just jump on things until he verifies such viral videos to know whether they are actually doctored or they are actually spoken as speaking by those people, as the case might be. So so many people has rushed up their reactions. I don't want to bring the reactions at this very point in time, and I don't even want to present that very viral video I'm talking about and His Excellency spoke about, because it will be really way above what the YouTube channel demands, the community hate speech instructions will go. So I don't want to present that, but of course you could go on TikTok, search for that very viral video if you want to listen to what it entails. So it's a very, very disturbing threat. But let's hold it there. But before I go, I want also to tell you and share with you the fact that later this evening we will be discussing the issues as CBN governor and the deputies get about 10 billion bulletproof SUVs and, you know, jack up their allowances. So we'll be having that discussion. I will invite you to join us this later today on this very discussion because I'll be having a lot of our people who are going to be joining virtually to have a discussion. And as you know, why this discussion must be had is that Nigeria is struggling with economic hardship and the inflation. Central Bank Governor Yemi Cardoso and his 4 deputies is reportedly acquired, not acquiring. They have reported to have acquired bulletproof SUVs worth over 10 billion. Bulletproof SUV. We are talking the one of Chibola Tinubu, the private jet and all of that. Now we're talking about CBN Governor Yemi Cardoso, who is reportedly to have acquired bulletproof SUVs worth over 10 billion. What does he use that for? According to the reports, the CBN officials have been spending extravagantly, including this very purchase of extra modern armored vehicles and an increase in their allowances, even as many Nigerians struggle with hunger, hardship, and inflation. But that we'll be talking more when we come back. And we'll also be talking later today the issue that our own His Excellency Peter Obi brought to us, which has to do with the restructuring of the Obidient movement. Recall a few days back we had an interactive session on active citizens with His Excellency Peter Obi. So note some people who has reached out to me say they are yet to listen to the conversation on that very structural talk that His Excellency have spoke about. So I'm going to bring you that very part of the discussion where he came in and he was talking exclusively about the issue of the structure. So that will be also be having that conversation this evening. So these are the 2 things that we will be having. So do not fail to join us later this evening. Hit down the notification button to make sure they are there, and also do like and share so that other people will know that His Excellency has condemned this woman as people expected of him to do, and of course the structure, the talk on the structure. So I'm gonna allow our technical team to, you know, put in that very part of His Excellency's speech on the structure so that we can be guided on how the structure has been discussed when we had the meeting with His Excellency Peter Obi. So do enjoy until later this evening when we come back to discuss that. Bye for now.
Let's start by thanking all of you that have joined. I've been listening for the past 20-30 minutes to everybody's comment, from Sudan to Madam Bolale and everybody. And you, let me thank everybody. And hello, everybody who have joined in this. And I agree with Sudan that it was very sudden for us to do this. We just felt, yes, it's sudden, but let's just talk. It's not at my usual space where we have 1 week to invite everybody, which will still continue. If you look for a while, I've not been able to do that because there's so many different things happening in our dear country. Basically, today is just a quick one to acknowledgement of the community call for a structure. Because I know all of you have been for a while, you know, calling for one form of political structure in order to deal with this new birth of this new Nigeria. Some have made comments, some have said this, but for those who are close to me, I've always maintained that where we're coming from, we need time to know those who are with us in this long journey and those who are not. Not because they don't believe in what we are saying, but like it's in parable of the sower. Some people are excited about it, but they don't have the resilience and to do the sacrifice that is required. And the same thing goes on and on. So it became necessary to wait. We had to wait. We had to do whatever is possible to ensure that we don't rush the program. But where we are now, it is time to start talking on that structural issues, which we still want to do gradually, because we now believe that we now have people who believe in this new Nigeria we're preaching, people who are ready to sacrifice for it, people who are ready to wait for it. We have now a reasonable number to start talking about it. So now is the time for a strong socio-political structure across the country, across the 30 states, one that includes not just hardcore obedience, but also over 6 to 10 million. Because I know while they said we got 6 million votes, I know we got up to 10 million. So all those who supported us, all those who voted for us, the millions of Nigerians who are now experiencing the outcome of board governance in the last couple of years, we need to engage them to join this movement. We will begin with a series of consultation in the coming days and weeks for birth of this structure of millions, several millions of Nigerians who are tired of status quo and want a birth of new Nigeria. In building this structure, we're going to be totally inclusive and democratic. The process will be transparent. We will consult with so many stakeholders as possible. We want the structure to be citizen-led. So it will be demand-led, not supply-led. Because people have always said to me, why don't you appoint this one? Why don't you do this? I say, no. We're a family. This family will come out with their own structure that they will all believe in and will all monitor and see that this thing. So in it, we've nominated a number of people. I've looked at the number of people, most of you who are in this space, like Madam Bolanle, Madam Aisha, Dr. Mo, Anelo, Favor, Sam, and others. And others that will join for us to start the consultation that is required. It's not going to be all of us are doing a sacrificing for it. Getting people like Dr. Tanko, who's going around all over the place, and so many others to join us in trying to build this structure that is required. The people local, the people overseas, and all that. Yesterday I was talking to Mazi and Elomba and everything, telling them this is where we want to go and this is what we want to do in order to start building they require structure. Because people have always talked about structure. I say, wait. You will see that as we go by. But I'm not deterred because I listened to the National Democratic Institute lecture. I mentioned it to people. It was wonderful that they talked about opposition and people losing the election. The former Prime Minister of Denmark, I think he's the foreign minister now, he's been Prime Minister 2 times, talked about what happens when you lose the election. What happens to the party? What happens to the people? That is when you really see people in the true sense. That is when you know those who can withstand the sacrifice that is required to be in opposition. And this is the case of where, in a world where nobody is harassing the opposition, in a world where nobody cares about the opposition, so you can imagine what is happening. The NATO secretary, former NATO secretary, who came after him, repeated the same thing of their experience in the UK when they lost the election as Tory party, how everything scattered. And he said it's beginning to happen to them again. He said, but most importantly, if the leader can hold on to what he believes in, with time, some disciples will turn back. Those who left will see reason, because especially when the government in office is not doing the right thing. So I thank all of you who are still here, and urge all of us, let's continue now. The result of this engagement will be formidable structure at national, regional, grassroots level, something that we can call our own as we approach the next cycles of election. The structure will enable us to field and support credible candidates at all levels of government who are committed to new Nigeria. Like most said, we're not at this stage talking about party. We're not talking about anything. I continue to tell people my belief that we will have our party problems resolved. And whatever comes out, we'll all be together. This structure will enable us to ensure that integrity and competence, because we'll design a system that will only allow competent people with capacity and capability to be involved in what we are doing, managing the structure, and being supported in elective posts.